Hi everyone, my name is PK and here I have Priyank Raghuvanshi. He is a client of the Property Investment Accelerator. He bought two properties early last year, basically 2 in 2 months, and they've grown so much. One was in Townsville, one was in Seville Grove, which is in Perth. And the total accumulated growth of both of those properties has been around $350,000. I mean, that's a lot of money, and in this episode, I wanted to pick his brains for the benefit of everyone watching or listening in terms of he was able to do this. How did he buy interstate? He's based in Sydney. He's an IT worker, but he's also a fitness coach. So he has like that sort of both professional but also business mindset and acumen, which he translated over to property investment. I'm going to ask him about that because that was a key ingredient to his success. He's been getting so many off-market deals through the agent relationships that he's built. I'm going to talk about how he did that. Both properties are very high yield. And basically, he's rent vesting. He's based in Sydney, renting, and he's investing interstate, ultimately with the aim of buying his dream home where he wants it. So that's an introduction. He's a terrific person, big personality, and I'm just really happy to speak with you, and congratulations for everything you've achieved, Priyank.
Thanks, PK.
Welcome to the Oz Property Investment Mastery Podcast. My name's PK and I help busy people build passive income by buying top 5% growth and cash flow property and build a portfolio using data without wasting months doing research, spending weekends at inspection or catching flights, or dropping $10,000 to $20,000 on buyer's agents every single time. So if you're confused, lack confidence, and just overwhelmed with all the information and marketing misinformation available online and don't know where to start, then this show is for you.
All right, well, let's get into it. I think you said before we hit record that you've been in Australia for around 7 years, was it? Like you landed you arrived in Sydney. What kind of convinced you to do the rent vesting strategy? I don't know. Is it a thing back in in India, or do people rent vest, or was it something you heard of new in Australia?
Yeah, so first thing I would definitely thanks to you because I saw one of your posts and it came in a news somewhere that how you bought your dream house and by acquiring the investment properties and then selling some of them and getting into that zone because with the salary which I was getting, definitely in Sydney it's very difficult. Even in any capital city, it's very difficult to actually acquire a lot of deposit and get your first home. So of course you need to invest and then acquire money and then you get it. So that's where I got the idea and I just wanted to enroll with your course so that I can learn things because in my profession as well in fitness coaching, first I learned things before implementing that. And then when I learned things, the right way to implement things actually got me where I am now actually. Like after coaching 1500 people, I can say confidently I'm a good fitness coach because the thing is that knowledge which you acquire that gives you that confidence to actually get what you want at the right time. And here the time and the place is very important when you go for the property investment. So as I said that the number of properties which I wanted to acquire was never in my mind. The quality of the properties which can grow quickly over the period of time, that was in my mind. And I was on it. And then I started doing your course. Now people ask me as well that you do two jobs and then you were able to buy properties by learning the course, like going through the course itself is long, like you have to invest time. How do you do that? I mean, I asked them that if you obviously want to do something, then you have to get time out of it, like from your life. Like at least 1 hour you can spend for your investment. Why not? It is going to prove really beneficial in future as well. You just spend like 1 hour. I think I just spent like 1 or 2 hours, almost like 2, 3 days a week. That's it. And that's how I did your course. I acquired the knowledge, the data was there, and then I started implementing them. This implementation is very important because people generally get the data, but they don't start implementing it properly sometimes, and that's where some of them fails. So I started communicating with a lot of agents to know the on ground reality. And as I said, I wanted to acquire just 2, 3 properties, and I wanted them to grow really fast. So the short-term data was good. The long-term data was really interesting. And then that's how I started acquiring all these properties.
Right. I mean, especially the Seville Grove one, you bought that for like 420. I think it
Yeah.
was May last year.
Yeah.
And like, so basically in 12 months, like given when we're recording this, it's up at what, around 650 or it's
That's around
just,
650. Eh?
I mean, that's
And
crazy. I can't do that math in my head exactly, but like, that's some pretty terrific growth because you're a fitness coach, right? And you have, I think you said many thousands of clients around, not Australia, around the world. Um, you must also find that many of your like coaching clients, like fitness clients, many of them will be tremendously successful. And, Pareto principle, 80/20 principle, there's always some minority that aren't successful, right? Like this is just a reality of any business in the coaching world, including, I'm also in the coaching world. What do you find are the detriments, or what do you find are the hindrances of people who aren't successful in terms of your clients in the fitness space? And what were you able to learn about that so that you made sure when you implemented the course that you were successful, that you didn't just buy a really expensive course, $6,000, and then like you didn't even open it. And 6 months later, you're like, oh, I don't know if I should have bought that or not. Like, so from your own life experiences being a coach, what did you learn that allowed you to be successful?
yeah, so I think these both things, health and investment, goes hand in hand. I think what I figured out, like after coaching like a lot of people, 2,000 people around the whole world, a communication becomes very important with your coach. If you communicate, you can actually communicate the problems which you are facing in your life. You know, AI is coming, but you cannot replace human with AI. No matter where the technology will go, but human cannot be replaced. And that's the power of a fitness coaching or any coaching, I think. And second thing is the helping hand which you get so that you are confident what you are doing. And the same thing goes in investment. Like we have a helping hand like you because you are very confident about your property investments and all. And you gave us the idea about how to start doing that. I'm there. If you find a property, let me know. I'll say I'll keep a backhand on your property, and I'll see like what if that is a really good deal or not. That's what I sent you some mails as well, and you actually figured out, yeah, the data is good here and there, but you can go through this data and figure out if this is really good or not. This suburb is good, and also that actually helped me to give me that confidence as well. What I am buying is really good or not. And the same thing, if you go in your health journey, you have to figure out time to do workouts. You have to figure out time to cook for yourself, and same thing goes in your investment. You have to figure out time to learn things. uh, if you do that, you are actually investing in yourself ultimately, and that is going to give you returns in health wise, in investment wise. Both are same things. So
Yeah.
this is how something which actually helped me a lot. But yeah, the first and foremost thing is communication. Definitely, if you want to do anything in life, communicate with people, build a good network. I think that's how most of the successful businesses are working in this world, through proper communication. The you can say trust on different people. Now agents trust me, and I trust them that yeah, they are sending me good data and all, and they trust me that he, and whenever I call them, that they just say, "Hey, good morning, Priyank." Like they know my name as well. Like if somebody knows your name, directly they save the contact, then how good is that?
Yeah, I mean, those are some excellent points, and I really like that you emphasize this ability to ask the right questions. I really find that you don't need to have the answers to succeed in anything in life. You just need to know how to ask the right questions, and if you can find who to ask the right questions, then you'll be able to answer or solve any problem, whether in property or, as you say, in fitness or any field of life. So I think that's a tremendous thing, and data and knowledge is super powerful. But like AI, nothing can replace like a real person that their confidence rubs off onto you, and then you have conviction in your decision making. I want to ask you, it was a super hot market in Townsville when you bought there, but you only put on 2 offers and your second one was successful, I think, from remembering back. Whereas other people, they're putting in 5 offers, 10 offers, 15 offers. I'm sure there are thousands of people that I watch or listen to this, and they're like, property investing's too hard. I put on like 20 offers and no one's like accepting it." So like, what was your secret, or what was the lesson that we can all learn from you in terms of being so quick?
Yeah, so first thing what I can tell you is, always if you want to get an upper hand, talk to the agent who is actually selling the house in that suburb. Good agents, you can go to the website Rate My Agent and just figure out who are the good agents. Build a good relationship. It might take 1 week or 2 week, but believe me, that is going to help a lot. Second thing is, if you have a pre-approval from the bank, attach that in your mails, because that gives the agent the confidence that this guy can definitely get this property, and we don't have to spend more money on that. So that actually also helps the owner to give that confidence that this property can be sold to this one, even though the price is little less, which I was expecting, but this guy has a pre-approval. So always attach that pre-approval offer letter. Get your pre-approval first, then do these things, because most of the investors, which I figured out, that they don't really have that pre-approval offer. And one agent told me that you are the only guy. We got like 15 offers. You are the only guy who is having pre-approval attached. So that is giving the confidence to the owner that why not to sell this guy, because
Right.
he's definitely going to get the loan. So this is one thing. Second is the communication, which I told you, and third is, yeah, be a proactive person. I mean, try to switch on the notifications from domain, realestate.com. Try to get an upper hand on the off market properties. Build good relationship with the agents in that area. I mean, you don't have to know their whole story, their life story, but you can just say hi, maybe on every Monday or Tuesday. Hey, what's going on in the property market there? He or she will definitely tell you, because that's why they are there, right? And that is going to help a lot. And you are not just building the property portfolio, you are actually building a business, you're actually building a network. Now those agents are going to just see your name, and they will just say hi to you, and they will definitely tell you what is going on in the property market, which definitely give you an upper hand over other people.
Right, right. And you bought that one in Townsville for 340. It's almost worth 500. And yeah, this is such a good principle. Your property portfolio is a business. You need to have the right network around you. Like any business, it has stakeholders, key stakeholders, and you need to embrace that. And that's how presumably you're getting these off-market deals, even though you're not buying again in Townsville like right now, or Seville Grove in Perth again. These people are still sending you off-market deals, and like you said, you did this within 1 or 2 weeks. It wasn't like, some people say that, oh, for these off-market deals you need to go to buyers agents because they have multi-year relationships. It's like you did this within 1 or 2 weeks, and really it's just, I mean, what did you say? Like, let me just ask you like a fairly elementary question. When you pick up the phone, I mean, like I said, you're a very outgoing sort of person. Maybe people are shy. What do you actually say to, how do you start that conversation?
So I just generally start with knowing the area first thing, because that is of what my interest is. And I generally say like what's going on there, and how you are doing, how you are dealing with the people, different kind of, and maybe cracking a joke and all. And obviously everybody will love it, right? Who cares about all this money and all? Ultimately, you as a person is what people care of. So that's how you build the relations. Ask about their health, what's going on in their life, and they will definitely tell you a lot of things about that, because they also want to build a good network for their business. So you both want this thing to happen, and that is definitely going to happen. Irrespective of what questions you are asking, just saying a hi will definitely going to help you a lot, and starting that conversation. Second is knowing that area. So you probably need to uh, search for 2 3 agents, and just figure out what questions you have in mind. Just write down before and just ask them every week. On Monday, Tuesday, you can ask that what's going on in that area. If something is new is coming, I'm really interested, I have the pre-approval as well. Look, I'm very interested in this property, in this area. You can also just add 1 or 2 lines like, since childhood I have wanted to buy a property in this area. You can obviously emotionally trigger
So
that.
cheesy.
So yeah, I did that, all these things. So sometimes obviously we are humans, right?
Yeah, right.
Our heart. So all these things helps. But
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
and be open.
be
So
open, be open. It makes sense, and I see so many people, Priyank, that they, like, miss out on properties in hot suburbs, and then they say, "Oh, you know what? It's, like, better to then buy in a cool like, in a cold suburb where prices aren't increasing," and they'll go off and buy in Ballarat or something, and then prices won't rise in 2 or 3 years' time, but I really recommend, buy in the areas where we're seeing an upswing, exactly like you did. I think you basically timed Seville Grove almost perfectly. Like, that before that, there was some growth, but it really started to hockey stick up after you bought it. Buy in those areas that are going to give you the double digit returns within the first 12 months. And if you do, that is going to be difficult. But if you're doing what you're saying, Priyank, that is going to allow you to actually successfully get into the market. You
and
bought these. Sorry, go ahead.
one thing I also want to add is people get emotionally attached with their investments as well sometimes. I would say in investment, don't really get emotionally attached. If it was your first property, okay, it has given you the growth. Now sell it, move on, figure out some new areas where you can definitely get more growth. I think this is something which also stops an investor on not investing continuously. And I think you know better than me.
Yeah, no, I think you know better than me. I mean, I am very attached to my properties now. But I think what you're saying makes a whole lot more sense than me, because if you can be data driven and emotionally unattached, then you can make rational choices. But if you're like me and you've had a property for, like, more than 10 years and it's like the golden goose, I'm like, I'm never selling that thing, even if it stops going up in value. But on that point, Priyank, what's your strategy, or what's your, I don't know, 5, 10 year plan going ahead? Because you're rent vesting, presumably you don't want to rent forever. Maybe as your family grows or what have you. Do you have some sort of plan going forward?
Yeah, so the plan is obviously acquiring two, three more investment properties in coming years, and our course is definitely helping a lot. Definitely, I can still see there are a lot of new suburbs which are coming and which are definitely going to be like Seville Grove or other, you can say like Townsville and all. But yeah, people need to figure out all those on time. Timing really matters in this market. And second thing is, yes, once you are able to acquire good amount of deposits from these properties, sell just one or two of those, and just put the deposit for your PPR, and then you can go for a loan. And I think that helps a lot. Second thing is, like for example, Seville Grove, like I rented it for 500 per week. This year it went to 630 per week. Like even I was like not sure. I was sure about 580 per week. But renters came like 4 5 applications this year, and one was 630 per week. So that's a huge. I mean, I was sitting at around 7.4% interest rate. Bank reduced it to 6.7% just by seeing the rent increase.
Oh,
And
wow.
they were really happy with that growth, that they told me that if you want to reduce the interest rates, just call us because your property has grown a lot and we can do a valuation and you can definitely, and I did that. So I'm saving the money there. Now bank can give me more loan because the interest rate is less, rent is more. So I can invest in some more growth areas, and that's how you keep on going. So this
Right,
is
right.
what my plan is, like to get more out of the bank from the loans, because that will give you that leverage benefit. Second is, over the period of time, these rents are only going to increase and interest rate can decrease if your property grows in value. And then you can just discuss that with the bank that, hey, my property has grown in value. Can you please just, give me a good interest rate? Otherwise, I'm going to a different bank and then
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
give you a good deal. So it's, again, coming to the same thing that it's a business. Start doing these things, communicate with people. You are definitely going to get benefit.
That's amazing. And so are these properties, presumably, because let's say Seville Grove is renting for more than 600, you bought it for 420. So it's like, is it costing you any money to hold now, or is it paying for itself?
I think a coffee,
Okay. Right.
sparkling coffee.
How amazing is that? Because, like, sometimes we think, oh, it's only in 2020, 2021, 2022, when interest rates were lower, than that you could get positive cash flow properties. But you can still get them right now, but you just have to be patient. You buy the right deal. The timing is very, very important. don't let anyone tell you that it's only time in the market that's important. That's true, but timing the market as important, if not more. And if you can do that, then after 1 year, 2 years, positive cash flow property goes up 200K, get another loan. Of course, being all responsible, making sure we can pay the loans on time, etc. But there's textbook property investing, really. I think you just make it, I don't know, you just make it sound so simple. It's not so simple, but you're making it sound very, very easy, which is, it's property investing is simple for the simple, complicated for the complicated. Before we wrap up, Priyank, any advice for other people, perhaps like you, that are sitting there in Sydney or Melbourne or somewhere else, and they are thinking about rent vesting, or maybe they've already started rent vesting, but they've lost motivation. Any advice for people like that, to really, give them some inspiration to carry on or take the next step?
Yeah, I think first break this myth that you have to only invest in like capital cities and you then only will get the growth. Believe me, that's not the case. And second thing is start learning, invest in yourself first, learn things. You will be really confident. I mean, once you get that confident that where you can buy and how to buy that, then nobody can stop you. And third is it doesn't matter at which age you are starting this thing, because of course the younger you are, the better it is, and you will always have an upper hand with from other people, and you will definitely figure out that how communication is very important in this. So if you are an introvert person, start communicating with people, whatever about their lifestyle, whatever, and just try to build that kind of skill. I would say communication is a skill. Build that skill. If you have that skill, no matter what, you are definitely going to have an upper hand over other people, even in a hot market. Third is there will always be some hot market. Uh, it's not like just Perth or Townsville is going to grow and others. There are 15,000, like how many suburbs are there in Australia? And right? Time will come and time will say that there are other areas as well which will grow. So if you have an upper hand on that, imagine the amount of growth you can get.
Mm.
So I think these are some things, and of course, the fourth one is don't get emotionally attached with your investments. If it has grown a lot, and then you see the other suburbs which are coming up, and then probably invest in that.
Yeah, yeah. So well said. I really like how your thoughts are very structured. It really shows that you've assimilated and understood everything, very clearly. And it's only when you understand something clearly that you're able to articulate it very concisely and eloquently. So, it's brilliant how you're sharing all of this, and exactly, I mean, sometimes new property investors can think, oh, it's these markets are the hot ones. We need to go to other markets, or it's too hot to buy. The market's overcooked. There's a crash coming. But believe me, right now, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, there's always these markets like Perth where they're incredibly hot. It's about finding them before they become so incredibly hot, just like you've done, Priyank. And, as you know, there's some tasty prospects in New South Wales and Victoria right now, which I won't share publicly, but I know that you probably got your eye on them. But I just want to say congratulations, two positive cash flow properties now, made 350K equity in under 12 months, two properties in 2 months, rent vesting. I'm really excited to continue to be a small instrument in your journey, and excited to see what you achieve.
Thanks, PK. Thanks for all your help and thanks for the course. I definitely want these courses for other countries like Dubai, India, and from where we can get more data to invest in more areas.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I know that Australia, we're quite lucky that our data lake or our data infrastructure for real estate is quite deep, even though sometimes we complain that there should be more data. It's actually quite deep and quite wide. Whereas in the US, it's not like this. In New Zealand, it's coming up. I don't know anything about Dubai or other places, but hopefully they will mature in their data infrastructure, and then maybe you can branch out. I don't know anything about these other countries at the moment. Maybe you can do one, Priyank, and I'll buy your course and avail your mentoring. No, but thank you so much for your time, and I just want to say I'm so proud and so happy for clients like Priyank, because you guys really make this all worthwhile, and really put a big smile on my face when you email through your deals, and how they've been progressing 6 months, 12 months, etc. down the line. So Thank you also for coming on, and everyone who's watching or listening. Hopefully that actually genuinely brought you some value, and in the way that Priyank speaks, you can see it's inspiring me. So hopefully that's rubbed off onto you as well. There's more than 150 of these client interviews on my client results playlist on YouTube. I always say this, I genuinely don't mind if you do my course or not, but at least go through them, watch them, and listening to them, because they will serve to inspire you and educate you, and they will get you these same types of results that Priyank has. So thank you for watching, listening, and from my heart as well, Priyank, thank you so much.
Thanks, PK. Thanks for your time.